Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Barakahak Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Ra'aya coming at you with another lesson, and I'm going to start it off in 2nd Esdras chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And hey, we're officially in 2025, the hopeful year of our deliverance and the destruction of Esau, Edom, and it started off with a bang down here in New Orleans. There was an incident on Bourbon Street, which they're labeling as a Teist attack, where the numbers up to 12 people were deleted and around 35 were injured. And hey, whether it was naturally occurring or a FF, best believe it's ultimately the judgments of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. As it said, for many great miseries shall be done to them because they have walked in great pride. 2025 is looking to be a very action-packed year with judgments from Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai on you people, especially in the United States of America, for all the wickedness you've been committing. And, just as the men of the Lord are sick of seeing, the wickedness, our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the true children of Israel are indulging in America, we're also sick of seeing you Edomites and other heathens just going about, walking pridefully. And it's like with each passing day, some more wickedness comes into the news. Hey, we're sick of it, and Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai is sick of it. And Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai is about to get to work on you people. This is Psalms 119, 126. It is time for thee, Yahweh, to work, for they have made void thy law. Not just the 2/3 of our people who are rebellious and don't want to come back to Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, but these Edomites who push this society, which is completely contrary to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. So what you just saw this year start off with is just the beginning. It's going to get much worse from here on out. But now I'm going to go into a few articles dealing with the recent incident. And the first is from CBSnews.com. And, since it's so recent, so much new information is constantly coming out. So by the time I upload this video, don't be surprised if the information is already changed. But 10 deleted, which the number's 12 now, on Bourbon Street in New Orleans after suspect intentionally slams truck into crowds, dozens injured. A man intentionally drove a pickup truck into a crowd of revelers on Bourbon Street in New Orleans' French Quarter early on New Year's Day, killing 12 people and injuring dozens of others, officials said. The FBI said the driver was deleted in a firefight with police. And if you know anything about Bourbon Street, hey, it's definitely, if it's not Sodom or Gomorrah, which, San Francisco and Atlanta might be those cities coming back, it's definitely one of those 5 cities, because Bourbon Street is known for debauchery, and people come down here to freak off. And hey, people walk in great pride. So this is an example of one of those many great miseries that Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai is going to continue bringing on Babylon, because we truly are in the latter days, the last days, the last seconds really of wickedness flourishing and Esau and these heathens ruling. And these people, this was the last thing on their mind. I was working New Year's Eve, and everybody, was in a so-called cheerful spirit. You heard people on social media or just in general saying, 2025 is going to be a bright future. We got DJ Donald Trump getting into office, promising all these things, which, he's starting to renege on a lot of stuff. And hey, it can't get any worse. Well, as you can clearly see, things did get worse. But this is First Thessalonians chapter 5, I'm going to start at verse 1, and the header reads, "The day of the Lord. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, because the hopeful elect," which, Abaratazam of that number, as well as you sincere Akim and Akwat out there, hey, we're constantly in the scriptures and watching the news and, paying attention to the signs and the times to know that we're not in the season of mirth and happiness and folly. We're coming into the times of great mourning, judgments, and misery. So we're preparing ourselves accordingly. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, 2025, the new year, goodwill to all men, drinking, partying, and having a good old time, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape, as we just saw. Matthew 24, verses 37 to 39. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, which again, during New Year's, there was a lot of eating, especially a lot of drinking. And, you probably had some people, you did have some people, getting married on New Year's until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And, for those 100 years that Noah was prophesying and building the ark, people were just going about their daily wicked lives, not believing anything Noah said. It never rained before the flood, so it was just out of people's comprehension. Just as a lot of people these days think that, America would never collapse or nuclear missiles would never destroy this place. A lot of you people are going to be caught unawares like those wicked people during the days of Noah, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. And that's going to be for a lot of you people. Again, those people on Bourbon Street didn't expect that to be their last night on earth. And, as these judgments continue to intensify and ultimately those nuclear missiles hit, a lot of you people are going to be caught off guard like a thief in the night, even though you have the prophets out here telling you these things are going to come. The suspect driving the car in New Orleans has been identified as Shamsud Din Jabbar, two federal officials told CBS News. And, that sounds like a Ishmaelite, a so-called Arab. But here's an image of old Shamsud Din Jabbar on BNO News Live. Shamsud Din Jabbar, the suspect in the New Orleans tea attack, grew up in Texas and served in the U.S. military for 10 years. And what does he look like? A so-called Negro, so-called African-American without a lining. He's got a little bush and he's got a beard. And like I said at the beginning of the video, this could have been a naturally occurring event or an FF. It's very suspicious with the way this man looks. And we know how often, they try to link the Hebrew Israelites, to these Islamic movements. Lest we forget that IUIC on their 501c3 is labeled as an Islamic group. What does it say in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11? Lest Satan, and we're talking about the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And when you've got that spiritual eye salve, that you're constantly, looking beneath the surface of the official story. So it remains to be seen, what more information comes out. But we know that case is being built against the Hebrew Israelites to label us as a teist organization. And also, a brother did a video showing that they're talking about passing a new House bill that can, criminalize and penalize non-profit, organizations that receive government money as, having links to teist or domestic teist groups. And we know that, IUIC and Sakari and, a lot of you other groups out there, hey, you receive those, not so sure about Sakari, but I know IUIC, a lot of y'all receive, that government money from the 501c3s. So, hey, you thought you could dance with the devil, but, the devil's always going to show you that he doesn't mean you well. Esau Edom is about to come down hard on the truth, and you Israelites that, believe. So 2025 is going to be a great year of judgment, and the way it's looking, it could be a great year of persecution as well. So, hey, constantly remain in the spirit and be preparing yourselves for these things to come. But not only does he look like a so-called Negro, but this is an article from worldisraelnews.com. Watch, 12 dead, 35 injured, including 2 1948ers in New Orleans terror attack. And hey, with him having a Islamic sounding name, and they said a black flag was on the back of his truck, which we know ISIS has a black flag. Don't be surprised if they, try to link it to not just a theist attack, but an anti-simulation attack as well. Remember, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. But back to the article. New Orleans Police Department Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick said the man drove around the barricades and hurtled down Bourbon Street in a very intentional behavior before opening fire on officers. Mayor LaToya Cantrell referred to it as a likely, which is a very interesting word for her to use, likely theist attack, and the FBI said in a news release that they are investigating it as an act of terrorism. The driver expired after exchanging gunfire with responding police officers, the FBI said. The suspect was struck by police fire and declared deleted at the scene, the New Orleans police superintendent said. The man was trying to run over as many people as he could, said Kirkpatrick, adding that 2 police officers were hit by gunfire but were in a stable condition. A long gun was recovered from the scene, law enforcement sources told CBS News. The long gun had a suppressive device on it that acted as a silencer, according to sources on the scene. And, I'm not going to play it. Well, I might play a little bit of it. Here's a scene from the incident. Well, I'm not going to play it just because they've got deleted people in it. But they said, the guy had a suppressor on his long rifle, so you wouldn't think you'd hear it. But if you played this clip, which if I remember, I'll post this article in the description box, you'll see the people, crowding around the incident. Then you'll hear what sounds like, multiple kinetic devices going off. And, that could very well be these officers responding to this incident, or ... I'll leave it up to you. Two sources familiar with the investigation told CBS News the suspect was wearing body armor. Potential potential bang devices, we'll say that, recovered at or near the scene are also being analyzed, the sources said. And, a brother in the camp, knows somebody who knows somebody that's a police officer. And what they're saying is they're sending a bunch of police officers to the Superdome because they suspect that there are hidden bang devices, around the area. So it remains to be seen. And what's interesting is if you watch the New Year's Eve destruction video we did last night, the elder brother Yakana was saying one of his neighbors told him that he was hesitant to go work downtown because he just had a bad feeling that something would happen, and that, you know, America was overdue for a Teist attack. Investigators are probing whether the suspect was connected to or inspired by a foreign Teist organization, law enforcement and city official sources told CBS News. The truck appeared to be flying a large black flag from its rear bumper, according to a CBS News review of the images of the vehicle. Law enforcement sources told CBS News that investigators are probing whether or not the flag is an ISIS flag or if it is tied to another foreign terror organization. It remains unclear if the suspect was acting alone or with others. A person familiar with the investigation told CBS News that at this point, neither ISIS nor any other foreign T organization has claimed responsibility for the attack. So, that's it with that article. But hey, many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time have walked in great pride. For many great miseries shall be done to them in the latter times because they have walked in great pride. 2025 has started off with a bang and expected to intensify from here on out. So that's it with this video. And with this video, I hope you sincere Akim and Akwath were edified. And just keep strong. We are almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharallah. And until next time, Shalom.